Hello, my name is Arlen Crawford, and today I would like to speak to you in reference to how to construct a resume. Your target audience for your resume is going to be two types of people who will basically read your resume. Professional recruiters, people of a corporate background or a staffing and executive search environment. Hiring managers or hiring authorities are people with the ability to pull the trigger and make the hire. You want to create a lasting and positive impression among these people. And why is this important? Well, basically, recruiters and hiring managers are the direct link between you and employment. So that's why lasting and positive impression are very important. You want to pay attention to detail. Your resume is going to have a lot of information in it, so you want to make sure you've got it correctly. One of the things that helps right away is white space, and you should have some white space in order for the person who's going to interview you to make notes in the margin. They want to make notes as to what you say, so make sure you have plenty of white space on the page. And your page layout should consist of brief paragraphs, say 2 to 6 lines, followed by multiple bullet points to add emphasis if there is more to be said. You want to break your page up. You want to make it easy to read. You don't want to have paragraphs longer than 6 lines if you can avoid it, because sometimes it's hard to follow if you make them lengthy. When it comes to grammatical detail, the use of grammatical devices to be clear, not as a distraction, should be utilized. And what I mean by that basically is resumes that have words that are bolded, underlined, or italicized with no rhyme or reason are a distraction. Bolding, underlining, and italics should be used thematically throughout your resume to facilitate the ease of reading. You don't want to have indiscriminate use of these types of devices, because when you look at the page as a whole, sometimes it gets to be very convoluted, distracting, and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So therefore, you want to make sure you use these things thematically. And what I mean by that is maybe the sections of your resume will be bolded and underlined. Maybe your companies will be bolded. Maybe your titles will be italicized. Things of that nature, always in the same place. Size really does make a difference when it comes to a resume, and what I'm talking about is font size. A page using 11-point font will hold approximately 200 to 400 words, and this depends upon the spacing. But badly written resumes squeeze an extra 100 to 200 words on a page in order to fit it all in through the use of smaller fonts. And this becomes a problem because the page gets too crowded, very little white space. You need a magnifying glass to read the thing, and recruiters really get tired. Avoid smaller fonts or fonts that are gimmicky that you think will grab their attention. Use the standard fonts. I like Times New Roman. I think that's a pretty acceptable font. You want to think like a recruiter or a hiring manager, and you want to think like one who has read a minimum of 50 or more resumes in a day. Well, they want to read yours, and you can ensure that they will by leaving plenty of white space, breaking up your page, and a thematic use of grammatical devices. Your content is going to be extremely important, and the reason it is because the resumes depend upon content. That's really what it all boils down to. Your content should include your accomplishments, the results of your experience, education, professional affiliations, and skill sets. You want to talk about what you've done, results of your experience, what your experience has led you to accomplish. Your education, more and more companies are looking for a bachelor's or a master's preferred. So you want to make sure that they see that on your resume. I usually put that close to the top if I have a degree. Your professional affiliations are important because it shows that you are a member of an organization, you're acceptable to them. And your skill sets, if you're a Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel expert, make sure they know that, as well as any other skill sets that you might have. One more thing about your resume, you're going to need a professional profile or professional summary. And we'll go through why you're going to need that in just a minute. But basically, if you have 7 years of experience, this will translate into a professional summary. 7 years or more experience because you've been around the block a while. Your career is, you've experienced quite a few things, so you can summarize your career in a professional summary. And what's important about a summary is if recruiters do not see what they're reading, what they need to read in your summary, they stop reading. And why that is they don't want to waste their time, so you want to have extremely smart keywords or keyword phrases in your summary which kind of characterize or summarize what you've done in your career. Now let's say you have less than 7 years of experience. Basically this translates into a professional profile, and you can get away with just saying that in my brief career, this is what has transpired. These are my skill sets. This is what I can do, and that will work. Now, for more information, please feel free to click the description in the article, or go to resumes and interviewsolutions.com. Thank you.